Okay guys, so it's a Friday and yeah, I'm cycling to the park because I wanted to go to the gym, but of course coming from an Asian family, Bengali family, I shouldn't say it like that, but I said my family is just so spontaneous for no reason. My family is just so spontaneous for no reason, and I have to stop because if you were to see my setup, you'd be like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, you know what, this is ridiculous, but this is a Friday. I need to use my time properly, you know? If you were to see me just cycling, you'd be like, this guy is crazy. And you know what? I am. But I have to do what I need to do. I have to record content. If that means I have to look like a bit weirder, then so be it. But no, like I was saying, my family decided, you know what? They want to go use the car. I'm like, I need the car. They're like, no, we're going 15 minutes. I'm like, whatever, cool. So I actually waited. Yeah. And then, guess what happens? The whole family's ready except my mum. I don't know, maybe it's just, I don't know if it's all mums or just South Asian mum, or it's just my mum. I have no idea. But for some reason, she tells us to get ready, and then, out of nowhere, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to someone on the phone. I'm like, what happened to you two going to the shops? It's like, yeah, no, I will go, but I need to speak to this individual first. I'm like, I'm not, respectfully, I'm not waiting. I'm done. I'm going. I've got things to do. This is Friday. I've got to use my time to the best of my abilities. I've got things I need to ask. A lot, of course, isn't it? I'm like, there's no way I'm waiting for you. I need to record, and then I need to edit. You don't understand how long this takes. And to be fair, they don't really know because I don't tell them. But even then, it's like, I don't need to tell them. But I've got things to do. Do you know what I mean? So, of course, I wanted to go to the gym and, you know, be able to do weights because it's just a lot easier and quicker. But I'm not waiting for them. I'm not waiting. I'm just not waiting. So, I'm gonna go gym and go to the park to do a calisthenic version of exactly what I do in the gym. You know, like when you in a South Asian family, or just, I think it's just any family in general, and you might be hearing a lot of banging and stuff. It's just my equipment, so I apologize. But no, like I was saying, you need to be adaptable, because I swear, maybe it's just Bengali families, yeah, but these people, yeah, they just love being spontaneous, out of the blue, out of the fly. They're like, yep, we're gonna go, we're going to this shop, you know. They love coming home late. 12 o'clock, yeah, we're coming home late, you know. You want to wake up at 7 AM? Yeah, that's not happening. Unless you want to get an hour or two of sleep. You know? Guests coming over? Stay until Fajr time. You know what? Why don't you just sleep over and go at 6? You know? When it's light and when it's light outside. And then they expect you to stay, you know? Or at least if you're old enough, they expect you to at least stay as long as you can. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that, bro. I swear. We're such nocturnal people. It's actually ridiculous. My knee is killing me because the amount of times I banged my knee on my parallettes. But hey, I need to go. I need to do what I need to do. And, you know, during the time of Asr and Maghrib, I've got stuff to do, man. I need to go home quick. And so I need to show you guys, like, you need to be adaptable. Especially if you're from a South Asian family, because anything can happen at any moment. If they want to go to shops and they decide to take your car, like, how do I fight against my mum? Kind of impossible. How do I fight against How do I fight against two sisters? Just as impossible. But we keep going. So, yeah, riding in the park, and whilst talking and filming, it's hard and stuff. I can't, like, people are looking at me. We keep going. And you know what? I'm just gonna stop it here because there's nothing else more to say other than my situation. So I'll see you guys in the actual training.
Embrace the pain. Pain is good for you. It's great for you. This is no fun. But when you finish and you've gone through weeks and months, you feel the value that you get is much greater than the pain. That pain, that resistance is good for you.
You need to love pain to be an athlete. And I know, no pain, no this, whatever, all the, you know, the correct. Oh my, no, this is real. You need to love pain. However, mentally, physically, love it. You need to love it. If not, stay where you are.
You guys have no idea. When you're hurt, how do you feel? You lay down, right? You take a second. You go, you take your vitamins, you do your thing. When I'm hurt, I love it. I love that feeling because it's real. That's the most realest feeling that you could ever have, is being in pain, because everything else, happiness could be fake, crying could be fake, but pain, that's real.
Tell me one thing in your life that is great that came as a result of being comfortable. Because everywhere I look and everywhere I see in today's society, everybody's doing everything they can to be more comfortable, right? They're looking for the more convenience. They're looking for the quicker. They're looking for the faster. All the great things in my life, all the great things in other high achievers' lives, all the reasons that these successful people that you look up to, that you aspire to be like, are the way they are, have all come from a place of being uncomfortable. Okay, so understand that when you're trying to avoid the pain, when you're trying to avoid the struggle, when you're trying to avoid the hard things in life, you are actively choosing to be average. You are actively choosing to be mediocre. And you are actively choosing to move further away from what you want in life. Because that hardship and that pain and that struggle and that frustration, they give you the skills that will forge you into a champion.
Every single person who has ever done anything worthwhile or exceptional or difficult or extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever it is, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues.
How can I deal with the fact that this is painful for me? And the answer is, the fact that it is painful is the reason that it's working.
Yeah.
That if it wasn't you stepping out, everybody else that has to try and step out into this new life faces this same thing too. Every single person does. That's why most people don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what hard feels like, and this is why most people don't win. So continuing to push through and almost seeing that level of discomfort as a signal, it's like a way marker that's been planted in the ground. Yes, more this way. Because if it was all just super easy, well, how are you going to get anything different to what everybody else has got if you do the same thing that everybody else does?
Yeah.
And one of the best selectors for people not doing a thing is discomfort. So the route that has a lot of discomfort down it, usually on the other side of that, ends up with something which is valuable.
Push through pain enough and there's glory on the other side of it. But you gotta get through it. And sometimes getting through it is coming out your comfort zone.
The individual who is willing to endure more pain, more suffering, more obstacles, more setbacks, more failure will win in the end. It is that simple. Man up. Take it on the chin, just like your ancestors did. This is what you were born for. This is what you were born to do.
2008 was brutal. We had the third consecutive failure of the Falcon rocket for SpaceX. Tesla almost went bankrupt. We closed our financing round 6 p.m. Christmas Eve 2008. It was the last hour of the last day that it was possible. We would have gone bankrupt 2 days after Christmas otherwise. And I got divorced. That was like rough, man. Permanent scar tissue there.
I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
Pick up your damn suffering and bear it. And try to be a good person so you don't make it worse. Well, that's a truth. You know, I read a lot about the terrible things that people have done to each other. You just cannot even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes. You have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is going to die. You know, you too. And there's going to be a fair bit of pain along the way, and lots of it's going to be unfair. It's like, yeah, no wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out and see what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit, and that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. So you think, well, what do you do about that? Well, you accept it. That's what life is like. It's suffering.
Everybody's asleep, man, or they're just getting home after a long night. You know, going out there partying. It's Friday night. It's close to 3 in the morning right now. You know, the thing is, man, it's always going to be a party. It's always going to be a time to celebrate and a time to join friends or a day to, I mean, the bars are always open. Always open. No matter how old you are, they're always open, you know? What's not always open is the opportunity to check the box in life, you know, to achieve your dreams. That's not always open, man.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I end. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin.
Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together, for Christ's sake, so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in a corner, and you can help plan the funeral, and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus, obviously. Put yourself together.
Everything worthwhile is uphill. You see, every dream that you've ever had, it's all uphill. If you have a great relationship with somebody, you had to work on it. It's uphill. If you've built a wonderful business, guess what? It was uphill. If you've made the right decisions, they're not easy, are they? It's uphill. And the only way that you can go uphill is to be intentional. Nobody ever accidentally went uphill. You've never talked to a successful person and said, how did you get to the top of the mountain? And then look at you and say, I have no idea. If they're at the top of the mountain, they know how they got there. Because they had to have effort. It took energy. It took time. Everything worthwhile is uphill.
You know, when you say you're going to do something and then you follow through and you do it, not at the end when you cross the marathon, you finish it, or your hands raised. I'm talking about right now. The small steps in between the big successes that everyone sees. No one sees this.
You want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. So you're going to have to carry that with you. Or do you want to just forget about the whole meaning thing, and then you don't have any responsibility, because who the hell cares? And you can wander through life doing whatever you want, gratifying impulsive desires for how useful that's going to be. And you're stuck in meaninglessness, but you don't have any responsibility. Which one do you want? Well, ask yourself, which one are you pursuing? And you'll find very rapidly that it isn't the majority of your soul that's pursuing the whole meaning thing, because, well, look what you have to do that. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. Well, that's hard.
It's the moments in life, the decisions you make on a moment-to-moment basis that add up to be the guy or not the guy. Tonight, I did something, that I feel more of a guy. For me, who I am, my guy. Repeat that over and over and over again. It's just, one, it's a better life. You feel like more confident, you have a better sense of reality. The way you go about your day is in a more productive fashion. You're more goal-oriented. They all just synergetically go together into a movement, a force that's very unstoppable, man. And with that success come a lot of people that are, gonna applaud you, but the majority will hate you, man. They really will. They're gonna hate you because, your success is a spotlight shining down on their misfortune. They hate you for what you're doing is reminding them of their missed opportunities and stuff. So, it's lonely, man. Just like being this only car out in the parking lot. But if you're cool with that, man, if you're cool with walking in the shadows of yourself and, the only person you got, the man right there in the shadow, man, how you doing? Pretty good. How you doing? All right, man. Cool. It's kind of weird having a conversation with you, but ain't no one else around because everyone else has faded way back then, way back there. If you're cool with that kind of walk of life, I'll tell you, man, the world is your playground. You will rewrite the book on it all.
Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Make the suffering in the world less.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
There's two sides of pain that I don't think a lot of people really understand. There's one side of pain that's the suffering and the discomfort side of pain. But then there's another side of pain that's called effort. It's called glory. It's called if you can find a way to push through pain, there's something greater on the other side of it.
I dare you to take a little pain. Go through it. You ain't gonna die. At the end of pain is success. You're not gonna die because you're feeling a little pain.
Experiencing pain in your muscles and aching, and just then go on and go on and go on, and this last 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions, that's what makes actually the muscle then grow, and that divides then one from a champion and one from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain barrier, you make it to be a champion. If you can't go through, forget it. And that's where most people lack, is on this having the guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. You know, it aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in a gym, because I know it could happen. I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter, because it's all worth it.
That pain you feel, that's the pain of success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain to get success. And success is something that's a very lonely path in this world, because few are willing to make that down payment of pain for that future of success, a better life. Very few are. Failure is part of the recipe for success. You fail 1,000 times before you succeed. Every single person has. It's the losers that fail once and quit. Every winner has failed. The loser and the winner both have failed. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. Very lonely road success is. Know that going into it. But it's the only road that will lead to a life of remembrance.
Pain is a beautiful thing. Challenge is what life is about. A life without challenge, a life without pain, is a life without growth. And where there is no growth, there is stale, stagnant energy. And that's where most people live. Because most people's lives are designed around treading a path that is void of challenge. The minute they recognize challenge or pain, they move the other way. This is a primal instinct and normal and natural, but a weak perspective. Your aliveness is found in your pain. Embrace it, love it, and grow from it.
Life is not always about conquering. Often, it's simply about enduring.
Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and the pain that changes you. That's the pain of the change right there. That's the pain of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't the It's later in life knowing you could have been more, and all that's left is you and the mirror and tears of a possibility left that you allowed to die. Own your life, guys. You get every opportunity. There's no excuse not to be the hardest worker in the room. In all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything. That's your name. It's all you got. Don't sell out.
Alright guys, so it's just past 10 o'clock and I don't have much charge. Oh no, and it's just going down. Great. Alright, let's see how much I can do with what I have. But no, I finished and I'm absolutely knackered, right? But I'm just looking through the footage. I'm like, man, I'm like, this is how I look. Thing is, yeah, I actually don't know how I look. I mean, I guess there's a bit of oh my god, there's a bit of body dysmorphia and whatnot, but it's just like, alhamdulillah, I look nice on camera. I can't lie, I look nice on camera. It's like, well, people say like, you look jacked. I'm just, for me, it's like, I guess I can see it in some ways. Like when I look in the mirror, I was like, cool, I can see a little bit, but I'm just like, I'm just like, wow, like, alhamdulillah, I'm like, this is mad, you know? And, you know, obviously, look, I've got some ice cream as well. I can't lie, yeah, the smell of chocolate is so good. Like, I can't be the only one who thinks that. Chocolate smells so nice. But anyway, I'm just looking at the food. Like, look at this. Hold on, let me just dig it quickly. But like, look at that. Like, that's me right there. Like, that's ridiculous. I feel that's insane. You know, let me go through like more of the footage. Like, I don't see this, right? I don't see this. For me, it's just like, my body is my body. Let's be honest. But like, look at that. I have that. I don't even know. Well, I guess I do, but it's just like, wow. Do you know what I mean? It's alhamdulillah at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going through the footage. I'm like, wow, I've made progress. I've made genuine progress, like in terms of like growing my body. Yes, I'm still like lean and stuff. I do want to grow. I want to put some weight on, but it's just like, whoa, bro. Like this is me. And I was talking to one of the guys, just like, you know, how you just so naturally just like the way you are. And to be honest, I said this before, like, I've been skinny my whole life. I've been naturally lean my whole life, you know. I never had to experience the South Asian problem of being skinny fat. I never had to experience that, alhamdulillah, do you know what I mean? Like, many people had to experience it. You know, alhamdulillah, I didn't need to have an experience. I can't lie. My dad was a bit of a general when it comes to like being strict. Like, he's strict when it comes to like food and stuff. Like, he allows me to eat and stuff, but it's just like, you know, you don't go to fast food places and all that stuff. And, you know, after school, I wasn't allowed to go in. My friends used to go, but for me, it's just like I had to go straight home. It's just one of those things. And so me just being naturally in the park and stuff, and I'm on 3%, it's just like, you know, me. And just playing football and all these other sports, I was just naturally just lean. That's just me. And like, look at that. Like, that's my physique. I don't see this. I genuinely don't see this. People see this, but I don't see it. You know, so I'm going through the footage. I'm like, whoa, this is really me. You know, like my traps are blown. Like, and I've been doing trap training for what? I don't know how long I've been doing traps for, but I guess maybe a month or so, maybe a bit over, just over a month. And look at those traps. Like they're coming in. Do you know what I mean? And so, alhamdulillah, I make progress. I do want to put some weight on. Can't lie, but I don't know, man. I'm just happy. All I'm saying is just I'm happy with what progress I've made. And I guess I'm trying to show you guys, like, all you have to do is just stick to it. That's really all you have to do. Just stick to it. And you will get your progress, you know? And I was doing rings today. And I'm like, whoa. Rings are different. And I'm just going through the footage and, you know, I can't lie. I was doing handstand push-ups. I felt it like crazy. Maybe because of the instability with the wall, because it's a fence, so it's obviously moving back and forth. Maybe it's because of that I felt more of the shoulders, you know, because it's less stable. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. And when I was doing the resistant band, what they call lateral raises, yeah, I felt it like crazy. You can see in the footage, I was burning, you know. And what else? When I was doing the dips, of course, I always feel the dips. Dips are just dips, right? And I was gonna do was it incline or decline? I think it's decline. Decline push-ups. I was gonna do them. By the time I finished those dips, yeah, I'm going home, man. You know, and that's another thing. Obviously, like, it's Friday. I finished about 7. I got home around 7:10. I was like, you know what? Because it's like, you know, also in Maghrib time, I was like, you know what? I just need this time to myself. And I'm telling you guys, if you have the opportunity to do so, like, I ain't got no job. So it's like, let me maximize it to the best of my abilities. Do you know what I mean? And so I was just maximizing it to the best of my abilities, doing what I need to do, and doing it at my own time, my own pace. And all I'm saying is that I'm happy with the way I spent my time. If you guys have the ability to do so, then I highly encourage you to do the same with however you want to spend your time during those moments. Obviously, like, the way I'm Muslim in it, so I spend it by, you know, reading Quran, praying, doing all this stuff, right? That's how I spend my time. But however you want to spend your time, yeah, you do it. But, you know, there is that. It's just a nice feeling to have, you know. And yeah, that's how I spent my time. And now I'm gonna eat dinner. Well, to be fair, thing is, my sisters gave me this ice cream like an hour ago, but I was so like engrossed with just spending my time, because obviously the time goes in it. Between us and Maghrib, I was like, you know what, let me do that and then I'll have this. Now I'm like, do I have it after dinner? Then it's just like, it's just gonna melt. So I was like, yeah, let me just have it now. But anyway, that is the end of the video, guys. I've been rambling on a lot, and yeah, no, I'm just happy, man. Alhamdulillah. And yeah, I don't know if I'll continue to do rings, because obviously I need to be outside and stuff. Maybe I'll do in the gym. Maybe I might just do in the gym, but I think I'll do it. I don't know. I'll do rings eventually. I will do rings eventually, but right now I just want to do a bit of weights. I just want to throw some weights around. But yeah, now this is the end of the video. This is the end of the video. You know, like, comment, sub, write some comments down. You know what I mean? Like, if you've watched to the end of the video, tell me something. You know, what do you think about the video? You know, if it's good, if it's bad, hey, let me know. I really want to hear your feedback. And, you know, do all the YouTube algorithm stuff. like and subscribe, and take care, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.